Shakespeare's tragedy Othello has been told many times, of course, but never quite like this.
Like these guys.
Our next guests have used rap music, yes, rap music, to bring that famous story to life.
Now, before we meet them, you can see them just off screen here. Let's check out the work
Well, what?
of the Q brothers from Chicago.
The irony is rap is like hustle and rock. The phony and it's lonely when you're up at the top. The stuff you cannot imagine if you don't got it. And I don't regret it. More money, more problems. Who really love me? Who can I trust now? Who can I call to say I'm safe when I touch down? You could have it all, but you wouldn't care a bit. Unless you had someone you could share it with. And sharing my riches, that don't really suit me. When all I meet is superficial party going groupies. I won't be satisfied hearing my name till I got the flyest dame. Wearing my chain, I'm at the top.
This is their version of Othello. With us now, the writers, directors and stars of Othello, the remix, brothers J and GQ. Good morning. Nice to meet you both.
Good morning. Great to meet you.
Yeah,
Good
morning,
Michael, Virginia.
fellas.
Great to be here.
We know, of course, that Shakespeare was the voice and the artist of the people. He created incredibly popular dramas that weren't high art. They were for absolutely everyone to go to.
Exactly.
And rap has completely recast the English language in that way as well. There's a perfect connection waiting to be made there, I guess.
There really is. It has been made. You know, we always say that Shakespeare was a master storyteller who used musical language and poetry to tell his stories. And that's what our favorite rap artists are doing. And, you know, I mean, if Shakespeare were alive today, I challenge you to tell me any other profession that he would be deeply embedded in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know?
Where did the first idea, Jay, come for Othello in the first place as the play to cast to rap music?
Well, we were doing the Cultural Olympiad at the Globe Theatre in London.
Yeah.
They were doing 38 plays from 38 countries.
37 plays in
Something
37
like that.
languages.
Yes. Anyway, we got chosen as the United States representative, and for the language of American hip hop. So actually, hip hop got designated as its own language, which is kind of a big deal for hip hop. And the only play they had left for us to do was Othello. So we just dove into it. It was pretty cool.
We were happy to do it because we hadn't done a tragedy yet. We had done The Bomedy of Errors, we had done Funk It Up About Nothing. We hadn't attacked a tragedy yet, and we found that the best way to do it was to look at it through a very comic lens. So much of it people are laughing through, but we do stay very true. The laughter that we bring to it and the lightness allows for the heavy moments to really stay heavy and true.
So the fundamental story of Othello, and we should say it's the story of a black man, and that's a very important part of the Othello story. The themes of jealousy, of betrayal, the role that Iago plays. Do you stay true to that fundamental narrative?
Yeah,
Completely,
yeah.
completely. That's our biggest goal, actually.
Yeah, I think by updating certain things, we're actually sort of unlocking the true essence of what it must have been like to see Shakespeare in his time, you know, hopefully at our best moments, you know.
Yeah.
As I understand it, you never actually see Desdemona, is that right? She's just a fabulous voice off stage.
You gave it away.
Oh,
No. You figured that out in the first 2 minutes, but it's actually it's interesting because when we
I thought you were going to play it when you came to see it.
When we work with Shakespeare, oftentimes our biggest struggle is rewriting the female characters
Why
to
is
give
that?
them more voice, because back in his time, then it was they were not given as strong of a voice, and you update that, and women today would be like, that's not what I would say, you know. And so
they got shafted
and
in
in
his
this
time.
particular case, it kind of feels like the opposite, but in order to give her, who is supposed to be true perfection, the strongest voice, seeing her would cheapen that, and so it kind of you'll see why, you know. But it really works.
We
It's a cool
kind
little-
of liken it to in Pulp Fiction when they're showing the case, and you get to see what's in that case.
What does she look like?
So in our version, we keep her the most pure, most beautiful, most innocent being that you could ever imagine by not actually showing her, by showing our reaction to her voice.
Subject to all this terrible manipulation.
Yeah,
I understand you went through something like 40 drafts in order to get to the place that you wanted to with Othello. We know that Shakespeare loved rhyme and uses rhyme, and of course, you know, so much of rap is about, you know, that quick rhyme. How many of the original rhymes did you keep from Shakespeare?
You know, in our first, our initial draft is a line-for-line copy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a translation, a literal translation, line for line, stanza for stanza, character for character. That is for scientific reasons, nice to look at and read, but
Dreadful
it
to
doesn't-
perform.
Yeah,
That's true.
dreadful to perform or watch live. We tried it once, and I would say that first draft holds about 60 to 75% of his initial language, and by our draft 42 or whatever you're going to see this week is probably about 15% of his actual words are in our script. But like we said, we feel that the whole point of adaptation, if you look at the word scientifically, right, you apply it to animals and the need to survive over time when an atmosphere changes, and if you don't, you die. So we call our adaptations adaptations, and it's our belief that, you know, if we didn't do what we do with this Shakespearean text of 500 years ago, that, you know, that in the future it could become dead if you don't keep it alive in the right way.
It's got to evolve.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you give us a burst?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What do you want to do? Why?
Three of the hottest, yeah.
Okay. 3 of the hottest hip-hop producers in town told them my album should drop next and that I should throw down. Now, I know what I should be. I know what I'm worth, but Othello just ignores me and says,
Cassio's first.
yo, battle after battle after battle with this crew. I murdered mad MCs, but what's Othello do? He deals the freshman a fresh hand and makes him his best man and lessens my chances by making me yes man. Oh, Cassio's this and Cassio's that, but he don't know jack because Cassio can't rap. He's a poster child pinup boy in a land of pop. I'm half man, half beastie boy. We're not drop. little of Iago's backstory in a song
awesome.
called "Why I Hate the More."
Fantastic.
And so the dreadful jealous beast is unleashed from that.
Yeah.
Fantastic meeting you guys. So looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a great production.
Thanks,
well done.
Thank
you.
Enjoy
Yeah.
yourself
so
here.
much.
Thank
you
you.
for coming in,
Really
guys.
appreciate
Good on
it.
you
We
guys.
love Melbourne. So
We love
thanks for
Melbourne,
having us.
and shouts out to Chicago Shakespeare Theatre for bringing us to. They're putting us on tour right after Melbourne. We go to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and then back to Auckland, New Zealand. So,
Oh dear, that's the wrong route.
I know. Very well planned.
thanks a lot, Chicago Shakes. You know,
They weren't looking at the map when they booked your flights.
right.
Travel safely.
Yeah, well,
so
thank
much.
you on
Nice
behalf
to
of the
meet
Q
you
brothers. We love you guys.
Okay,
Stay right
so
where you
right.
are.
Alright.
Don't move.
Oh, okay.
And
Unless you want to wrap the finance report, but no.
You know what?
So the Dow Jones.
Yeah, you know what's right. We be his friends, yo. We never enemies, and believe us, we don't believe in the death penalty. Segue to the topic of the day.
yeah,
well,
nice segue there.
well
Thank you
done.
very much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.